Hey folks, we are back out at the country estate today, coming to check on the food plot progress and may even take the tractor off the trailer and do a little bit more disking for one of the other places that I wanted to plant. Maybe I'll throw some stuff down, I don't know. It's been raining a lot lately, so maybe it'll grow. It's getting a little late in the season, but maybe it's not too late. So let's go check out the food plot and see how it's doing after I threw some more seed down. Boomer just loves coming out here. Pees on everything, sniffs everything. Aggravates the turkeys if they're around. This is his happy place. So this is one of the spots here where I think I'm going to do a little bit of disking. It's not a very big spot and it's very sandy, so things don't grow terribly well. But I got an area, I put a blind back here behind me a ways, and we have an opening on this side. We're right on the property line, so most of that clearing isn't mine. But we have an area out here, we call it the shooting mound, because there's a big dirt pile. It's actually right here in front of me, where we put our backing for our when we want to shoot. And so this is the area we call the shooting mound, and we see deer out here a lot. They cross through here, they come back and forth. So this is where I shot my first turkey as well. So it's an area that works out pretty well, and I think if I put a food plot in here, I can get them to stick around a little bit. And my brother-in-law had a shot at a buck last year that he missed, so it's proved to be pretty good. So I think I'm going to disc this up and see about putting something in here just to see if it takes. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. Gotta be careful where you walk out here. We have a lot of Virginia creeper, which covers a lot of the ground. See this stuff here? But we also have some poison ivy mixed in, and it likes to hide with the Virginia creeper and see if it can get by. And I come out and I spray the poison ivy 2 or 3 times a year, just because I don't want it getting to a point where it's in the trails. But it's just a constant battle to keep that stuff down. So just one more thing that's got to be done. Update on the fruit trees. They're behind me here in the pallet cages. Looks like the deer have gotten to them just a little bit. They've eaten some of the leaves off where they can just reach in, but they have not eaten the tops off the trees. So far so good for those. There's 4 pear trees behind me, and over here to my right there's a couple apple trees. So I think for the winter I'm going to build up the pallet cages a little bit higher just so they can't get to them when there's not much else other food around. But so far they've done pretty good. See, the tops of the trees are okay. They got right around the ring there where they can reach in and grab. They've gotten a few of them, but they haven't topped them, so that's good. And the ferns will die off in there. I'm not too worried about them. But the trees are doing okay. We've had a lot of rain recently, which is good for the trees. So hopefully they make it through the winter and we can keep these trees going. Some of my sorghum that I planted didn't really grow terribly well like I'd wanted it to. Not like last year. Last year it came in fantastic. This year it's been a little lackluster. When I planted it, we didn't have any rain for like 3 weeks, so the birds were able to get to a lot of it and eat it, or it just didn't come up. But the stuff that came up seems like it came up pretty good. And when it flowers out, the birds and the other animals like it. The deer will eat it when it's green like this once in a while, but there hasn't been very much. So, but what I can grow milkweed. Man, can I grow milkweed like nobody's business. So I'm doing my part for the monarchs. We have a lot of milkweed. And we have even more up in the front part of the property. This part was stuff that just came up on its own. I didn't plant any of this, but we'll let it go and let the monarchs have their time, and then we'll plow it all under eventually. Some more of the sorghum. Kind of a lackluster sorghum here this year for me. Kind of disappointing, but it is what it is, I guess. This is my purple top turnips. These came up great. Luckily, when I planted them, when I broadcast them, they got a bunch of rain within a few days to a week, had a bunch of rain, and we've had a ton of rain recently. And usually with stuff like this, if I can get it to sprout, it will do pretty well. So it came up, it's doing pretty good. Let's hope that it keeps going, and have this for the deer for the fall. Give them something to eat and dig up. And these are my very sad corn crop for the year. Looks like only about 6 of them really came up good. The rest of them are a foot tall. They're not going to do much. They're already turning yellow, it looks like. So that was kind of a fail, big fail on my part. But lesson learned, next year, try and find a planter. Or what I did this year was I broadcast seeded them and then drove over them with the 4-wheeler to pack them down. I think next year if I broadcast seed them, I'll disc them in again. And that'll cover them up a little bit better, give them a little better chance, have a little better, hopefully a little better rate of them coming up, because this year was just sad. And I need to spray this area again and kill off all these ferns and this grass and stuff that just keeps choking them out too. But lessons, every year's a lesson. I get a little bit better every time. Another thing we seem to be able to grow pretty well out here are blackberries and raspberries. We got a couple big stands of them, and this one's in the food plot, and I let it sit. The rabbits hide in here. Got a grouse in here one time, so I let this sit, and we come pick the blackberries once in a while if we're up here and they're in. But man, are they coming in thick this year. Whew. They're slow, but they're coming. This is the area we call the small food plot. This is where I shot a deer the first year we owned the property. It is a small area, very small, but I have plans to open it up a little bit more. Big stand of oak trees behind me, all really growing close together, so they need to be thinned out anyway. I plan on taking out some of the smaller ones, leaving the big ones, and opening this up a little bit, let some more sunshine in. Can't really grow very much here because it's very, very shaded all the time. Really only get sunshine in the summertime. This is also where I crashed my tractor. The trees over there by where Boomer's standing. That was where I crashed. They also have a pink X sprayed on them because Emma decided that she wasn't going to let the trees win and that I should cut them down because they got in the way. I've always got big plans. Sometimes they don't work out. Run out of time, run out of money, material. Maybe I think about them a little bit longer and realize they're not such great plans. It's always something I want to do, something I want to get done, something I want to have. And we've owned the property now for 3 years, and it's improved for sure, but I'm never done. I want to open up this, or I want to clean out that, or I want to find more maple trees to tap, or something, right? Get rid of all the poison ivy that I can get rid of all the invasive autumn olive I can find. Open up more clearings to put in food plots, things like that. Build a shed so I can store all my stuff out here. It's a never-ending process. This area here is just another clearing, part of an old ATV trail. This property and the neighboring properties have been vacant for a long time. And back in the day, there was an old trail that came through here and went to one of the roads. The property behind us is all owned by a sand company. And I mean, even when I was a kid, people would come out there and party and ride 4-wheelers and do stuff like that. And not so much anymore. They've closed it all off and kind of keep a tight lock on it. But back in the day, this was a pass-through right here. And so I've left it open. And I planted some clover in here, and it kind of took. Grass kind of took it over again. But hoping next spring, what comes up before the grass does, kind of takes its hold. And then behind me here is the rest of that trail. And I cleaned it out and opened it up. Can't really tell. But the original plan was to put a tract food plot in there to just give the deer something to eat. I don't hunt back in here very much. Just because the deer bed back here, and if you come back here early in the morning, you're gonna jump them. It's more of an evening place to go when they're out moving around. But tractor issues stopped me from fulfilling my plan back here. So this winter I'll come back and clean it up some more. That's what I did last year. I cut down a bunch of stuff that was in the trail, kind of open it up. I'll do it some more, clean it up a little bit more. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in the spring I can come out, clean that up again, get something planted. Just do like some clover or something, just some feed, something for them to eat that I'm not gonna have to really mess with too much, maybe mow it a couple times a year, and that's about it. So yet another project that takes time that I don't have, and money that I don't have. So every time there's something going on. Here's the apple trees. They got kind of buried when we planted them. I didn't think there was so much stuff around them, but I'll clean that out this winter, give them a little more room. This oak tree right here is kind of overshadowing this one. You can see he kind of got ringed at the middle there too, where the deer could reach it and get him, but they haven't topped him, and that's the important part right now, that they're still there. And there's another one over here, but something kind of weird happened. The top of it died, but the rest of it's still going. So I'm not going to do much with it. Just going to let it be. It's got quite a bit of new growth on it, so it's doing okay. Just that one part died right there at the top, so I don't know what caused that, but maybe a deer ate it. I don't know. Not sure. So we'll see. Fingers crossed they make it through the winter. That's the plan anyway. Here we are back up at the front of the property by the road. We have grown some milkweed up here, man. Let me tell you, there's a ton, an absolute ton. Not so much now, but earlier in the summer, every time I'd come through here, there'd be 5, 6, 7 monarchs flying around. The milkweed's kind of getting toward the end of its life right now, so I'm not attracting the butterflies so much. You don't see evidence of monarch caterpillars in here, but I see evidence of the butterflies, so I'm assuming there's something. They must be laying eggs. We don't see them. Just seeing the butterflies come to them though makes me feel better about it. But yeah, we grow a lot of milkweed, and then in the fall, my daughter and I, we collect the pods, collect some of the seed pods, and we give away the seeds to people that might want them. Maybe school groups, or just somebody wants to plant some milkweed somewhere. I'll give them some seeds. We sell some too, but it's kind of a act of charity toward the monarchs. We give some away just to help out, because monarchs are cool. My daughter loves them, so it's kind of a big thing for us. The deer are eating my potatoes. They didn't do that last year. They left me alone for the most part. This year they have just mowed down on the tops of my potato plants, which is a little disheartening, but potatoes are tough. They'll keep going. They'll just keep trying. Looks like they've left the sweet potatoes alone. I only planted a couple of them because oh, can't say that. Looks like they ate those too. They just ate everything, it looks like. And you can see the deer tracks right there in the middle of it. Oh, speaking of deer tracks, there's one right now. Just heard one run through the woods. They just spooked him off. Look at that. Just ate the tops off of every single one. I didn't think I'd have to cage these, but maybe I'm going to have to next year. Let's see what comes. What becomes of it all. Maybe next year I'll have to cage them. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Not what you want to find when you come to check out your trailer. Got a flat tire. Those are brand new too. Only put about 150 miles on them. So we'll have to see what we're going to do there. But first things first, get the tractor off. She's been sitting there for a couple weeks now. Battery's probably dead. We'll see. Fingers crossed things are okay. Starts right up. Points are probably dirty, because they always are on this thing. Get an old tractor, they said. It'll be fun. Yep. disc isn't the best idea. There we go. Especially sharp turns. Discs usually like to go straight. Things up back here that I can do some planting, just some broadcasting, and kind of halfway put some effort into it, I think. Okay, so here's the finished product. This is what we're gonna go with for now. This is, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely turned over enough that I can throw something down. And I don't even know what I have. I think I've got some turnips, maybe, some more turnips, or some radishes or something. We'll just throw it in, see if it comes up. Some green, something green. That's what we want, something green for them to eat when they come through here. So I'll throw it down and then I'll go over it real lightly with the disc to knock it, kind of cover it up a little bit. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow and the next day, so that'll be awesome if that's the case. Because I put my blind right back here in this little opening, facing out, and we see deer in here. So and that's going to be it for today. We got the tractor off the trailer. We checked out the food plots. We plowed some more area, planted some more. Found out we had a flat tire on the trailer, pumped it up, parked the trailer, and are heading home. On our way home, we're going to stop and get some sweet corn from a local farmer. And that'll be it for now. So, see you next time.